The easy stuff gets solved somewhere by somebody else. By the time it gets to me, you don't have easy answers. You don't have the best.
So it's like wave after wave of complicated problems, and there you are.
Yeah,
and it's a massive headache.
And what you have to make your best judgment about. This is probably our best approach for the American people. But you know that you don't have perfect information, and you know that you're not going to have a perfect solution to everything.
Now, people who know you have told me that you've changed a little bit since you've become president.
Well, I'm a lot grayer, that's for sure.
Every president does that. But do you think you have changed as a person since you have become president?
I think if you ask Michelle, who knows me best, I think, or my closest friends, I think they'd say, I'm basically the same guy as when I came in.
Can I tell you what they say?
Yeah, what do they say?
You're much more guarded.
Well, I think what is true is that when you're in this job, everything you say could affect markets. It could affect what happens
I know
overseas.
that, but even on a personal level, some people who know you, he doesn't have he's not as light as he used to be. He's not as spontaneous.
Well, look,
preoccupied.
I would say that's probably true. I mean, look, there's no doubt that the weight of the office has an impact. But I will tell you that the longer I'm in this job, the more I enjoy it. The more optimistic I am about the American people, the more optimistic I am about this country. There's something about this position that gives you a pretty good vantage point of the country as a whole. And for all the arguing that we get into and all the debates between Democrats and Republicans,
tremendous country, right?
And there's just a sense, there's a common sense and a decency to the American people that makes me optimistic even on the worst of days.
I asked this to President Bush when I talked to him a few weeks ago. Does it disturb you that so many people hate you? No, it's a serious question.
You know, the truth is the people, and I'm sure previous presidents would say the same thing, whether it was Bush or Clinton or Reagan or anybody. The people who dislike you don't know you.
They hate you.
Even the folks who hate you, they don't know you.
That's true.
What they hate is whatever funhouse mirror image of you that's out there. And they don't know you. And so you don't take it personally.
No, you don't ever?
No, because you know that if you
Doesn't it annoy you sometimes?
You know, look, I think that by the time you get here, you have to have had a pretty thick skin.
Okay.
If you didn't, then you probably wouldn't have gotten here.
If Fox Sports has the Super Bowl tonight, is going to charge an enormous amount of money for it, and they're going to make a fortune. And they paid all my expenses here. Who's going to win the game? Come on.
Bill, here's the thing. Once my Bears lost, I don't pick sides.
So you don't care?
Well, no, I do care. I want a great game. I want a great game.
You don't care who wins?
But these are pretty evenly matched teams.
They are.
I think that Green Bay is probably a little faster. Steelers got a little more experience. I think the Steelers not having their starting center is something that they got to be worried about.
Now, will you actually watch the game? Because I know you have a big party tonight. J-Lo is going to be here, which is why I have to get out of here because I'll frighten her.
You're invited,
if she comes in. No, I know. I
you have to take off your tie.
I don't want to ruin the party for you guys.
You'll get barbecue wings.
But are you actually going to watch the game?
Of course I watch the game.
You're going to sit down and you're going to watch it?
I'm not
you know football? You know, like blitzes and coverage and all that?
No, I know football, man.
You do?
Absolutely.
Because I know you're a basketball guy.
I know football.
Yeah?
I know football, and I will watch the game. What happens is I schmooze with everybody when they come.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit of time, but once the game starts, they can just sit down and watch the game.
And you're out of there.
Well, no, I'll be sitting there with them, but I don't want them coming up chitting and chatting.
All right.
We got to focus on football.
Well, that's our live part of this deal. And I have to say, I enjoy talking to you. I disagree with you sometimes. I hope you think I'm fair to you. I try to be. But I wish you well in the next 2 years.
It's always a pleasure.
Right. It's nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
And we are going to have more with the president, by the way, on The Factor, starting on Monday. We're going to do a little bit more Q&A. So enjoy the game.